Gia like, damn. Gia's nice. And some of them pictures, how the way y'all took them pictures, like, damn, that looks real.
Around, I'm like, bro, you need a sex doll or something, so like I laughing about it, whatever. And went online and looked them up and seen that they was realistic. They came a long way from blow up.
All right, we're back with another episode of the YeahDat podcast, hosted by yours truly, West Coast Rob. And today's guest, I'm looking forward to. Ever since I was introduced to this guest through a mutual friend, I was anxious and excited and eager to get them on the show. So without further ado, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and let's go. Let's get it.
All right. Thank you, Rob, for having me on this podcast, man. I've been looking forward.
My pleasure.
My name is Herron. I am the owner, the founder of Denver Doll, which is a realistic sex doll company based out of Denver, Colorado.
Right on, Brian. So before we dive into your company and your brand, a little bit about yourself, like where are you from, how old you are, you married?
So a little bit about me. I was born in Indianapolis, Indiana as a kid.
Okay.
Located, I guess we relocated to Denver, Colorado, me and my mother.
Okay.
So I grew up here. Okay. This is pretty much all I know at this point. Now, and at the moment, I'm 37. I'll be 38, excuse me, in November. And currently, I'm not married, but I'm basically married. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
Absolutely. That makes sense. I have a lady that I will be marrying soon. We've been together for a while. She's an awesome woman. And it's like we already married without going through.
Hey, there you go. Right on. You got any kids?
Yes. I have a total of 5. We're a blended family. So I have 3 of my own. I have actually my oldest son is 18. He's graduating this Friday, which is awesome.
Right on. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So let's dive right into it.
All right, let's go.
So 2019 is when you started, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Go over the beginnings of what stemmed and how it just came to fruition or it came to be.
All right. So the way that it came about, right, at that time in 2019, I had a little extra money. I was working in the oil field and I knew that I wanted to invest in something. Had no idea what I would invest into. So I don't know if you know much about the oil field, but guys would travel from different states to go work to provide for their family. So on the crew that I worked on, there was a guy that came in from another state and we worked 12 consecutive days for at least 14 hours a day. So it's a long work hitch. So anyway, on day 6, the guy gets real moody, real irritated, and you could tell that he's sexually frustrated. So joking around, I'm like, bro, you need a sex doll or something, so like laughing about it, whatever. And went online and looked them up and seen that they was realistic. They came a long way from blow up. So we like, this one actually is kind of cute. This one, okay, whatever. So I bought one. And when it came in, I told him about it. And I let him try it out. Gave him the code to my apartment while I went and hung out with my lady. When he was done, he called me. He said, bro, you on to something. And at that moment, that was the birth of Denver Doll.
Okay. So how much was it when you bought it? Your initial doll?
So my initial doll, I want to say I spent, if I can remember, I think it was close to $1,000.
Ooh, okay. So you bought the initial doll and you had a lady at the time, or is your current lady, I'm assuming?
Yes, she was my lady.
Did she have any reservations or like, was she like skeptical about it, or like how was her reaction in regards to the doll when you ordered it and it shows up at your door?
She's been supportive from day one. It's awesome. She thought it was a good idea. And she's been a lot of the motivation, behind the movement of Denver Doll, So, she was supportive in every way.
Okay. So there was no apprehension or nothing. She didn't freak out like, yo, what is this?
No, she didn't. I mean,
okay.
I remember, one situation, like when I got that first doll, right? And it had to go out for a reservation, for his first reservation. And at this moment, I was attached to it. I'm like, this is mine. I don't want to send it out. You know, let me buy another one so he can book that one out. And I'm telling her, like, I don't want somebody else to use my doll. Like, this is mine. And she looked at me and she said, hey, that doll needs to make you money. And I like snapped out of it. I'm like, you're right. What am I tripping about? You know, so she's cool, man. She's been on it.
Okay, that's what's up. So when it comes to, so when you got the doll, how long before you dove right into it and tried it out? Or like, was it like, okay, I got it, boom, let me go take this into the room real quick, babe, I'll be right back. How was that?
So when it first came in, right, I had plans to meet up with my lady that evening. So I didn't have much time to shower, get dressed, and head over to her place. So when I get home and I seen the doll box outside my door, I bring it in. I'm anxious, so I break it open. You know, it came in 2 parts, the body. So I took the body into my room and set it on the bed. Then I went back and grabbed the head and put the head and the wig on. I'm like, oh, she's cute. So then I go shower and then I get dressed and I'm like, all right, I gotta be out the house real quick. I gotta hurry up and meet with my lady. So I go to leave out the door and I realize I forgot my keys. So I go back in the house and looking for my keys, and my keys is in my bedroom. So I pick up the keys and I look at the doll again. I'm like, I gotta bang this. I did it. I thought I'd feel weird afterwards, but I was like, oh, it was actually pretty good. You know, so I enjoyed it. And then the other part about it, like me and my lady, we have a very great, healthy sexual relationship, right?
Good.
And I get to her house, we're chilling, fall asleep. I wake up before my alarm, before it goes off, letting me know I got to go to work. And I'm like, well, I got an extra 15 minutes. Let me hurry up and get to the house and hit this dog one more time before work. And I'm laying next to my lady, you know, so it was crazy. But I mean, it's a good experience. It's a good feeling. Yeah.
And that's good that your ladies like that. Because, you know, most men or most women, like in regards to toys or whatever, there's that mentality is where like, oh, why do you need a toy? In regards to men to women, like, why do you need a toy? I'm here. Right. So just the fact that she was cool with you and the doll, that was real cool.
Absolutely. You know, that's important in a relationship. You know,
definitely.
You know, don't be afraid to bring I guess it's about confidence. You know, I'm confident in myself. So, I mean, if we're bringing toys in, that's all fine, because I want to make sure she's satisfied. I want to make sure she's happy. So I'm willing to go to that length, you know, so it's not a big deal.
Okay. So now explain the whole process of, so your initial doll, we're talking about your initial doll, having to like lend it to your homie. How was that process? Like, I know people hear it and they're like, oh, y'all are sharing a doll? Like, what is that? And then we'll cover your services in a little bit.
You know, when it came to like lending it to the homie, it was not a problem.
Yeah.
You know, it's the homie. There you go. You know, do your thing, you know, and I think it's the fact that I know that my homie would appreciate it, because you know that it's my property. So he's going to take care of it, you know? So I didn't feel any type of way about that.
Okay. So, of course it's your doll, so you hitting it raw, right? Raw.
I didn't, but
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant by that. 'Cause like if you're hitting it raw and then you send it to the homie and the homie's hitting it raw, then it's like how is that whole process? And I know it's going to go into your company and the cleanliness and whatnot.
Right. So hitting it raw just really didn't cross my mind, really. And the reason why is my lady actually introduced me to using condoms with, you know, like the sex toys. So like with the profanity is okay on the show? Or definitely. So with like the pocket pussies, right? So if you use a condom with that, you really don't have a lot of cleanup afterwards. You know, you just pretty much wipe it down and you can use it again. But if you're going raw in it, then you got to make sure, you know, it's clean or whatever before every time you use it. So I thought that was very smart. So then when it came to the doll, I looked at it the same way. So using a condom with the dog, knowing that I don't have to, but I just don't want to go through an intense cleaning process, you know?
And, most definitely.
And the homie's married, you know, and he's just as clean. I think guys are just genuinely clean, you know?
Yeah.
And he used a condom, no problem. So it was safe.
Okay. And that makes a lot of sense because I'm in the military. So like pocket pussies and all that is like second nature to when we're out there on deployment or whatever the case may be. So that was a big question that I had in regards to the cleanliness. Now, do you encounter like clients who do not want to use condoms, or is that like the standard? No, you have to use protection.
So now when we get into the business aspect of things, right, the condoms is at their discretion. You know, so we do provide condoms and lubricants. Now, being that they're inanimate objects, right, they're not carriers of STDs and things like that. So when you understand how STDs and STIs work, they can only live on a surface for so long before they are no longer, you know, alive or spreadable or whatever. But then the cleaning process is very thorough. And we go through and we clean with an antimicrobial soap, clean the doll inside and out. Once the doll is clean, we inspect it with a black light to ensure that there's no bodily fluids left on the doll or in the doll before we, you know, bag it up and send it out again. But even when we do send it out for a reservation, a black light and a cleaning kit does come with the doll too. Okay,
nice. All right, before we dive back into this, I know I'm kind of all over the place. It's just they're just popping in my head.
All good.
So with yours, with the first one you ordered, was there like a specific type? Because I know in regards to the business, you have different types, like body types or whatever. For your first initial one, was there a specific type? And then if there was, what kind of sparked the idea? Like, oh, maybe I can do like several different body types and skin complexions or whatever the case may be.
So the first doll that I bought was Kendra, and she's on the website. And every so often, you know, have to, you know, get her a brand new body, you know.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Absolutely. And that goes with all the dolls. But so with that, I kind of lost what was the other thing you asked? I kind of
in regards to like the different types of body styles and body types.
Yes. So then it started with Kendra. And then I know as men, we like women for multiple reasons. You know, we like different body types. We don't necessarily have a type. At least I don't. You know, like I'm small, like I'm big, whatever. So I know so with thinking like a man, I'm like, okay, let me make sure I have a wide variety of different types of dolls because I know men like variety. You know, so that's the reason why I just started buying different dolls that I liked. And then it got to the point where with having clients, they would say things like, hey, what about, I like this body type, or do you guys have this doll coming in, or can you purchase this doll? And then we start seeing what the clients wanted. And then we start purchasing the dolls that clients liked.
Okay. So after you purchased your initial doll, so the company that your Denver doll, does that come from that distributor? That same distributor you got your initial doll from?
Some of them do, not all. So, I think that distributor we buy from here and there, but we have another one that take care of us pretty well. So we purchase a lot.
Okay. So how did you start Denver doll? Like after you had the first doll, the Kendra came, you're like, oh, this is it. So what steps did you take to pursue that venture right there?
Okay, so I bought Kendra and then I bought another doll, Serenity. So I had two at the time.
Yeah.
So after that, I went to the Secretary of State, got to register the business, filed with the IRS to have an EIN number. So now I'm a legitimate business. And then I took that information, set up a bank account, set up a website, printed up some business cards, and went out and was just passing them out, leaving them in bathrooms, leaving them at hotels, and leaving them on at go to some of these adult arcades and just toss them around there. So I just really start grinding with the footwork just to try to get the name out.
Okay. And it boomed like that, huh?
It took a while to boom because I think a lot of people were very hesitant. They were very like skeptical. And like, is this a real thing? Like, I don't know about this. Seems kind of sketchy or whatever. So it took maybe about 6 months before the first reservation came in. And at that point, I was ready to give up because I told people what I was going to do before I did it. And they're like, this isn't going to work. This is a terrible idea. It's stupid. I can't believe that you think this is going to be that. It's going to, I'm like, I think it is. So then all the negative things I was hearing, I started to believe it because a reservation didn't come in. So then when I was ready to give up and say, yeah, you're right, this was a dumb idea, I don't know what I was thinking, the reservation came in. And at that moment, I was sold. I'm like, all right, this will work. I got to be patient with it. Yeah. It will work.
Yeah.
And from there, it just started to take off. And it became to the point where I would see a reservation maybe once every 2 weeks to once every week to reservations every day.
Damn. Okay. Now, when you were getting the reservations every day, was it still for the $2 or did you start ordering an influx more?
So at that point, right? So with the first $2, it's one of those things you got to fake it till you make it. So I had the website and I only had $2, but I said I had like 8. So if they requested one of the dolls I didn't have, I'll say, hey, that doll isn't available, but these 2 are. Okay. So then
smart.
Right. So I started building from there. And then the dolls that I didn't have, I actually bought those. So now I really had 8. So then from 8, I think I went to 12. From 12, I went to 20. So I just kept buying more dolls, just reinvesting back into the business. And then now I have a nice collection of realistic sex dolls.
Okay. Do you have a warehouse or do you keep them all at the crib?
So we have a office area where we store the dolls. We don't really operate to the public out of that, but we do have an area where we do store them.
Okay. And what is the shelf life or like the lifespan of a doll before you have to swap it out?
It really varies, to be honest. Like, we have a client where he just requests a specific doll, right? And he's the only one that used this doll. And I want to say he's been a client for maybe about 2 years now. And this doll, in that 2 years, we only had to replace it twice. So he kept it in really, really good condition. So like, there's other dolls where it may go out a few times and then we're like, all right, we got to get a whole new doll because maybe the client was really rough with it or whatever. But if the doll is taken care of, you can really use that for maybe 6 months to a year.
Oh shit. Okay. Then that's more frequent than I thought.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the material of the doll? Like, what are they made of?
So they're made out of, well, there's several materials that the dolls can be made out of. So you can have a pure silicone doll, which is very hard. It's not, I don't think it's that favorable. But then you have a doll that's mixed with silicone and TPE, which is a thermoplastic elastomer. So like if you were to lose a limb or something, then I hear that that's what they will replace it with because it has a really lifelike touch to it and look and things like that. And that gives a doll a more softer feel. And then you have just the TPE dolls, which are very, very soft. So there's like 3 different materials that the dolls can be made out of.
Okay. And for those out there listening and watching, like if you haven't seen the dolls, you need to go to the website at denverdollltd.com. There are Gia. I was looking at Gia like, damn, Gia is nice. And some of them pictures, the way y'all took them pictures, like, damn, that looks real. I think it's Go ahead.
Oh, it does look real, and that's the whole. That's the idea we're trying to capture with the photos, to really show how realistic it is and what you're actually getting. Because I mean, they bend in all the positions a person can bend in. They have the mouth, the anal, the vagina available for your enjoyment. And a lot of these dolls are very attractive. So when the actual thing isn't available, jacking off may not get you to where you want to be. You may want something a little bit more than that. That's when the dolls come into play.
Right.
And it's...
explain was it in rate or in-house, out-house? What are your two services that you provide?
So we provide an in-call and an out-call.
In-call, out-call.
Absolutely.
Yes. Can you go over those?
So with the in-call service, right, from our website, you can choose from a list of hotels. So you choose that service and that doll, and we will set the doll up at the hotel of your choice. So there's no person-to-person interaction required. So 15 minutes before your time, 15 minutes before the time you reserve, we text you the room number. And we typically leave the room key behind the do not disturb sign. So you just look like a normal guest at the hotel. You just walk to the room, grab the key from behind the door, you go into the room and you do your thing. And each reservation is for 2 hours, for up to 2 hours. So then once they're done, they leave the room key in the room and go about their day. Now, for the out-call service, we would deliver discreetly to your place of residence, whether it's your home or your hotel room. And then you can enjoy the doll in the comfort of your own place. And then at the end of your reservation, you just set it outside. Our staff will retrieve it. And it's that simple.
Okay. What is a doll? What is a doll delivered in? Like what the packaging?
So it was delivered in a travel case. So it looks similar to a snowboard bag. So, no one knows what's in it, So even when we deliver, there's no advertisement on the vehicle that we use for deliveries. And we converse with the client, let them know like, hey, where do you want us to drop the doll off? Some say drop it off at the front door, ring the doorbell, or just drop it off at the garage. So then we will follow those instructions as, they required or they requested. And just make it as least obvious or just make it as smooth as possible and as discreet as possible. Nice.
Y'all are very professional when it comes to your services, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, we try to be. We want to make it, comfortable. We want to make it to where this is what to where it works with the client, and it's so they can get the full. So it's valuable to them. A lot of people are not comfortable with, telling people this is what they're doing. And some people are.
Right.
But we just respect your discretion and your privacy. And that's a big selling point of our company. I think that's where a lot of the clients get the most value.
Right. And I seen that you have a cosplay option. Like your dolls can be cosplay as well.
Yeah. So that's a special request. We had one guy, he wanted the doll to be dressed up as, I believe, Power Girl. And, so we made that happen for him. And we typically ask when you want these type of requests, we actually request it maybe like 7 days in advance, just so we can make sure that we can get the costume in and things like that. But he did it at the last moment. And my lady had already said we can do it. And I'm like, where are we going to get this outfit from? So it was trippy. Like we had to go to like Party City and grab some costumes and grab some buttons. And she has like this red belt on or whatever, but they didn't have any red belts. So we had to buy suspenders and cut it into a belt. And then there was like a Colorado Rockies button that I had to get, and I spray painted it gold because that's how it looks on her. And we just had to piece this thing together in the parking lot at a hotel. It was crazy, but we put it together real quick. And the client wanted to see a picture before he got to the hotel. We sent him a picture and he was mind blown. He's like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Like, I don't know what to say, but the fantasy for him that we made a reality, and he valued that.
Damn, that's cool, man. That's cool. So when it comes to, can you order more than one? Like, can you reserve more than one? And like say I wanted to have, make a reservation. Am I able to do more than one doll, or is it a cap at one?
You can do as many as we have. I mean, we had a bachelor party one time and they ordered pretty much every doll that we had. And right. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, this is a lot of dolls. I didn't expect to run into this so soon, but yeah, I mean, if whatever we have in stock, you can order as many as you want.
Okay. And you currently have 20 dolls, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You plan on getting more?
Say 22. We just had 2 that came in. And
okay. Oh, so you're still ordering more?
We're still ordering more, absolutely.
Okay.
So
all right.
So what we also do is, not everybody wants to use a doll that's been previously used, which is perfectly fine. We also have new dolls that people can request. So currently we reconstructing our website where you can see the brand new doll option, you know, instead of calling saying, hey, which dolls are new, or emailing asking which dolls are new, and we give you a list. We're just going to have them on the website. So you can choose to be the first one with that doll if you like.
Okay. So, oh man, that seems like that would kind of be like a high demand thing. So do you have a set number of new dolls just like on deck, or is it like, okay.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So out of the 20, you have a handful that are new, and it's just like, all right, boom, new one, new stash for this client.
Absolutely. So what we started to do is, some dolls are really popular, right? So then we'll buy 2 or 3 of those dolls. So then that way we always have 1 or 2 brand new versions of that doll. So if someone wanted that one, they can have it brand new.
Oh, okay. Right on. So in regards to the hotels, I know you said you have a set list that you're already working with in hotels. If a client wants a hotel that's not on the list, how do you go about doing that? Or is it just strictly through the ones that you already have an understanding or agreement with?
So we can accommodate that. So the way that we operate is just so discreet. It's not a problem for us to, you know, set up a doll at a hotel that we normally don't go to, you know, just to make sure we can accommodate the client, because at the beginning and the end of the day, it's all about the client. So we want to gain your business. We want to keep your business. And if we have to set it up at a hotel we normally don't go to, we would do that for you.
Okay. What are the rates in regards to your dolls?
So it starts at $190 for 2 hours.
Damn, that's not bad at all, man.
It's not bad.
I mean, you service outside of Denver or what? What's up?
We're working on it. I know we're down in Texas right now working on another Denver doll. So,
really, what part of Texas?
Out in Midland. So it's it's a oil field area, which you know, we've been getting a lot of attraction from that area. But then there's also the Dallas area that we're going to move into, as well as San Antonio. So that's what we're going.
Okay, those are big markets right there.
Yeah,
big markets.
So we're working on it.
I got a lot of family down there. Okay, all right. I got a lot of family down there, and a lot of my family are working the oil fields down there, like Houston area. Okay, that's a market right there. You need to hit.
Absolutely. So I pay attention to our numbers, and wherever I see we getting a lot of hits from, I'm like, all right, cool. There's a demand there, so let's keep an eye on this. Let's go out there and see what it's about.
Okay. Now, you have a staff?
Yes.
How many do you have on your staff?
So at the moment I have 4.
Okay.
Total of 4.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I have a total of 4 amazing staff. I have Jay, I have Lola, myself help out, my wife, well, soon to be wife. I guess I'm just gonna call her wife anyway.
Well, yeah, wife. Yeah.
Her, and then we have 2 other part times that help.
Okay. I was just gonna ask, is your wife a part of staff, and how is I mean, it seems like it was her idea in the first place, so that's already off top. Cool as hell right there.
Right. Yeah, she can set up reservations. Like, she has no problem doing that. Obviously, neither do I. We wear all the hats, so whatever needs to be done. If it's the cleaning part that needs to be done, I'm rolling up my sleeves, I'm cleaning. She's rolling up her sleeves and cleaning. Like, we do everything. So it's a system.
Oh, nice, man. I love it. I love the whole self-made aspect of it, my man. I love
it. Thank you.
So the first doll, is that a part of the company collection, or is that still yours? The Kendra, the OG Kendra.
The OG. No, she's a part of the collection. I think we're going to bring her out for a moment, and we're waiting on a new version of her to come in, and then we'll put her back in. So, but
how many? So you have a doll, for example. Let's take Kendra. You have a doll. How many different types of ways can you alter her, like looks? Is there like just a number of ways, or is like, do they come? I know that you can change hair and all that, but are there different, like the torso comes, or can you interchange like the breast, or are there any things like that, or is it just like as is?
So with Kendra, right, what you can do is we can obviously change hair color. We can also change eye color. And by doing those two things, it makes the doll look like a completely different doll, right? Now, what we also are doing is we're buying different body types. So then we can put that same head on different body types and create even more looks. So you may see Kendra and you like, I want Kendra, but I want her with a body like Yeah. You know, so now we're positioning ourselves where you can have that as an option.
Okay. Heck yeah, man. All right. Yeah, because you got another one named Tori, right?
Yes, Tori.
Yeah, Tori's nice too. Yeah. Yes. That's what's up. So what's the craziest story you've had without any, like, revealing any clients?
All right. I think I had two, and that I could think of right off the top. So one guy made his reservation. End of his reservation, we go in to get the doll, and her vagina is just tore up. It's just like melted. And I'm looking, I'm like, what did he do? You know, so then like, I'm just mind blown. So I go in the bathroom, you know, getting stuff ready, getting towels so I could clean. And then I looked at the blow dryer, and the blow dryer had like the material around it. I'm like, he stuffed the blow dryer.
Wow.
So we had to charge him for that. And
of course.
And then he tried to say like he didn't do it. I'm like, we have photos of the doll before it went out, and then after, like, you clearly did this, you know. And like he even had his wife call and say it wasn't him. It was already like that. I'm like, I'm sorry, it was not. So he paid for it, and we gave it to him. Okay. And that was one thing. And
wow.
And then with Yeah, she's heavy. She's 104 pounds.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
So when you taking her into a hotel, you feel it. You know, taking her out, you're feeling it. So I went and set her up, and I text the client the room number, and then he texted me back. He said, "Where's the doll at?" And I said, "What you mean, where's the doll at?" He's like, "She's not in here." And I'm like, if this bitch could walk, and just had to pick her up and do all this, feeling this, it's going to be a problem. But I don't know how he got into the wrong room.
What?
Yeah, he went into somebody else's room. I have no idea how he did this. And I'm like, are you in room blah, blah, blah? He was like, no, I'm not. I'm like, that's the room you need to be in. I don't know whose room you're in. But like,
get up out of there.
Yeah, you might want to get out of here really soon. So, yeah.
That's what's up.
Other than that, man, it's pretty cool. I mean, we do have some other stories, like, you know, my lady forgetting the head to the doll, and I'm like, oh, you know, and we got to make something happen. We can't take a doll out with no head, you know. And then one client, we told him like, hey, we forgot the head. We give you the money back, and he's like, I don't need the head.
Oh shit! All right, that's what's up.
All right.
Okay. So in regards to the dolls, like, I know you have a son who's turning 18. Are they like familiar with the business, and is he like curious, like, oh, hey, Dad, can I try that out? You know what I mean?
You know, he doesn't say any of that. I think it weirds him out. Yeah. At least he acts like it does. And I'm trying to get him into, you know, learning the business. I know he's interested.
Yeah.
You know, but he has to kind of show me that he's really interested by his effort. But with creating a business, that's what was in mind. I wanted it to be a family business. You know, the family has to own things. When we live in this world that we live in, it's about ownership. You know, so I want to teach my sons, my kids, things that I didn't learn about business that I learned later in life. I want to teach them these things early in life and show you how money works and all these things. So I want them to be entrepreneurs. I want them to be business owners.
Hell yeah.
You know, so.
Hell yeah, my man. Do you attend like any conventions in regards to like adult film or any adult conventions?
Not yet, but I will be this year. What we're considering doing is being a vendor at, I believe it's called the Sex Expo, something like that. They tend to go to I think they go to like 3 or 4 different states, and it's a big convention. So I would like to attend that, as many of those as I can, and just really get the brand out there, start networking and things like that. So that's in the future.
Okay. Right on. Do you have a lot of competitors in that field?
At the moment, no. So this is a competitive market right now.
Yeah.
I feel like a goldfish in a lake or an ocean right now. Yeah. You know, there's so much room to grow. So the fact that my company, we've been doing this is our 4th year. We've learned so much. We know what works, what doesn't work. So when it comes to competition, I'm not really worried because I feel like we are ahead of them in this market. Yeah. And then there are other companies that are operating in different states that have reached out to us, you know, and wanted to know how to go about opening their business and things like that. So I would give them as much advice as I can. And it's a industry that's going to really take off because there's a demand for it.
My man, that's what I'm talking about, man. Before we dip, I've taken enough of your time, man. I appreciate you taking the time out and coming on and, you know, helping educate the listeners about a genre they may not understand.
Absolutely.
But before we dip, put some plugs out there. What you need?
At this moment, what do I need? I mean, I'm really open to anything, to be honest. I mean, at the moment, this is still fairly new to me. So, I mean, if anyone has any marketing ideas, anybody knows about website building, any attorneys or anything, you know, just you can contact me at info@denverdollLTD.com. And if you want to start your own business with sex dolls or whatever, you know, feel free to contact me, you know. So I'm welcoming everyone at this moment.
Right on. Is the website the only place to contact you, or do you have social platforms?
I do have social platforms. I'll be honest, I'm not good at that. If you go to the website, you would get to the Insta and the Facebook. I mean, I can actually, let me grab one of the phones and I can plug it in that way. There we go.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so I'm so busy with the business aspect of it. Yeah. When it comes to like the social medias and things like that, I'm out of the loop. But give me one quick second.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. So, and I feel so old, man. Like when I get on these social medias, like I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why
I'm the same. I'm 37 too, man. So I feel you.
That's why I pay somebody to do it. I'm like, all right, take care of that. And you know what we can do? This is what we can do. Can I send you that information and just have you add
show notes
to the link? Okay, let's do it that way.
I got you. Yeah,
absolutely.
I got you. I know your IG handle is Denver Dolls Ltd. I know that for sure.
Okay.
You have 4 posts, no followers, and you're not following anybody. You need to get on.
Oh no, I think you're looking at the wrong one then. Because we have another one. That one should have been taken down. Now, when it comes to the IG, I know we have maybe about 1,200 followers or whatever.
Okay.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah. You got 1,250. Yep.
And that one
it was on the wrong one. Okay.
Right. And that one is DNVRDLLTD for Instagram.
There it is. And I'll attach everything in the show notes and I'll plug everything. Your team will see it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I have I have someone text that over to you as soon as we finish with this here, so you have that.
Right on. My man Brian at Denver Dolls Ltd. I appreciate you taking the time out. I've had enough. I mean, I've taken enough of your time, and I appreciate you taking the time out and, you know, plugging everybody on Denver Dolls. What we got coming up? What can they look forward to if they're interested in your work?
I think the biggest thing that we have coming up right now, we have a robotic doll that we will be introducing to the line of collection. As well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Amazing. You know, it's going to be awesome. So, we also have VR that we're looking to make even better, because I know at the moment you can rent a VR headset with your reservation. Mm-hmm. Therefore, you can watch virtual reality porn while you're engaging with the doll to make it even more realistic or more of a fantasy, because you have a certain type of or a certain person you wish that you could have that moment with, you know, if it's a porn star or whatever. So you can create that at the moment, but we're looking to even step that up and make it even more realistic. Okay. So we got some interesting things in store.
Man, yeah, you gotta get back on when that robotic doll comes out.
Absolutely.
Oh man, okay. Word, but I appreciate the time, my man. And when that robotic doll comes out, you got to come back on for sure, though.
Hey, I'll hit you up.
Get you back on here, my man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out, and everybody out there listening and watching, I appreciate you. Until the next episode, YeahDat.
All right, thank you.